Long ago, in a faraway kingdom, there lived an aging king. He had no children, and as the years went by, a heavy worry grew in his heart. Who will rule this vast kingdom after me? He gathered his ministers and said, I do not want just a brave or intelligent successor. I need someone who is honest, righteous, and truthful, someone who values justice more than power. After much thought, the king devised a unique plan. He announced across the land that every child and youth of the kingdom should come to the palace. When hundreds gathered in the royal courtyard, the king stepped forward with a basket full of seeds. He said, Today, I will give each of you one seed. Take it home, plant it, nurture it with care. After 1 year, return to this very place with your plant. The one who grows the most beautiful and healthy plant will become my heir. The crowd erupted in excitement. Everyone could see a shining ray of hope. Among the eager children stood a poor boy named Arjun. He too received a seed and hurried home, filled with dreams. He carefully prepared the soil, planted the seed, watered it daily, and placed the pot where sunlight could reach. Days passed. Months slipped away. But not a single sprout appeared. Every morning, Arjun checked the pot with hope, only to find barren soil. Meanwhile, his friends teased him, proudly showing off their growing plants. Look at my plant, it's so tall now. Mine already has flowers. Arjun would return home heartbroken, staring at his empty pot with teary eyes. Sometimes he blamed himself, maybe the soil was wrong, maybe the water too little, maybe too much. Yet, he never gave up. For an entire year, he cared for the lifeless pot with patience and honesty. A year passed. The king summoned everyone back to the palace. The royal courtyard turned into a grand garden that day. Children stood with pots of lush plants, some tall, some covered with flowers, some fragrant and beautiful. The air was filled with pride and joy. And then, there was Arjun. He stood silently in a corner with his empty pot. People laughed at him. Is this boy here to become king? He can't even grow a single plant. Shame burned on Arjun's face. Tears welled in his eyes. But deep inside, his heart whispered, This is my seed, my truth. I will not deceive the king with a false plant. Even if I fail, I will stand with honesty. The king walked among the rows of children, observing every plant with great care. He smiled at some, nodded at others. But finally, his gaze stopped at Arjun. After a long silence, the king raised his voice, My heir will be Arjun. The entire court erupted in shock. What? But he doesn't even have a plant. How can an empty pot make him the next king? The king stood tall, his eyes shining with truth. Yes, Arjun has no plant. And that is why he is worthy of the throne. The seeds I gave you all were boiled seeds. They could never grow into plants. Yet look around, you all brought me flowers and trees, which means you replaced the seeds with others. You chose lies over truth. But Arjun, he alone had the courage to stand before me with honesty. And that, my people, is the greatest quality of a ruler, truth and integrity. Glowing star the lesson. The hall thundered with applause. Arjun's eyes brimmed with tears, not of shame anymore, but of pride. That day, the people of the kingdom learned a lesson they would never forget. Lies may look beautiful, but they always fall in the end. Truth may be difficult, but it shines brighter than any flower. True greatness lies not in success or appearance, but in honesty and courage. Sparkles, this story reminds us that real victory in life does not come from show or deceit, it comes only from truth and integrity. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your loved ones, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. Your one like and comment motivates me to bring even better stories for you. See you in the next story. Till then, keep smiling and stay happy. A long time ago, in a peaceful and lush green forest, many kinds of animals lived together with love and harmony. In this forest, there was a small dove named Niraj. Niraj was a little different from other doves. While all the other doves would fly high in the sky, cross rivers, and play happily in the open air, Niraj always remained alone. Because his wings were weak, he could never fly fully. His companions would laugh at him and say, "Niraj, you can't fly. You should give up the dream of touching the sky." Niraj felt deeply sad. He would think, will I ever be able to reach the heights? Will my dreams always remain incomplete? One day, an old and wise eagle came to the forest. His eyes were full of wisdom and depth. He saw Niraj sitting alone under a leaf, with a sorrowful heart. The eagle smiled and asked, "Why are you sad, little dove Niraj?" Niraj slowly replied, "My wings are so weak that I can never fly. I will always remain on the ground. I am a failure." The eagle calmly said, "Niraj, listen carefully. To fly, you don't need strong wings, but a strong belief in your heart. Your real strength is hidden inside you. If you remain patient, work hard, and believe in your dreams, no obstacle can stop you." Niraj listened carefully to the eagle's words. He understood that merely crying or getting stuck in others' words wouldn't solve anything. He started practicing little by little every day. First, he took small steps, then small jumps. Every day, he tried to spread his weak wings stronger. With the first ray of the sun, he would tell himself, "I can do it, I will fly." Time passed. Months went by. With sincere effort and belief, his wings slowly began to grow stronger. One day, when all the forest animals were gathered, Niraj proudly spread his wings. Gradually, he stood up and flew a little in the air. For the first time, he felt that wonderful feeling, the joy of flying. His face lit up with happiness. Niraj realized, the real flight doesn't lie in the wings, but in the power of the mind. He showed everyone that with faith, effort, and patience, even the impossible becomes possible. The lesson: true strength lies in our self-confidence, patience, and perseverance. Never underestimate yourself. To fulfill dreams, you don't need luck or great power, but unwavering belief and hard work. Failure is just a step that teaches you the path to move forward. This story teaches us that real wealth is not in money or possessions, but in the relationships, love, self-confidence, and affection we share. Every difficulty makes us stronger, and every struggle becomes the beginning of a new flight. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your loved ones, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. Your one like and comment motivates me to bring even better stories for you. See you in the next story. Till then, keep smiling and stay happy. Long ago, in a small village, lived a poor laborer named Kabir. Every morning, he would go to the fields to work under the scorching sun. His body would sweat, his clothes would get dirty, yet, his face always carried a smile. In the evening, Kabir would return to his little mud house. His wife and 2 small children eagerly waited for him. There was never much food at home. Often, only 2 pieces of bread were made. Those 2 breads were divided into 4 parts, one for each member of the family. Sometimes Kabir ate just half a piece, sometimes only a small bite, but he never complained. Looking at his children while eating, he would smile and say, "For me, the greatest feast is to share whatever little I have with my loved ones." In the same village, there lived a wealthy landlord. His house was filled with servants, his storerooms overflowed with grains, and his meals were served in golden plates. Yet, strangely, His eyes were always restless, and his heart always anxious. One evening, the landlord saw Kabir returning from work. His hands were empty, his clothes were torn, but his face was glowing with peace. Surprised, the landlord called him and asked, "Kabir, you have no wealth, no big house, not even enough food to eat, and still you look so happy. I have everything, yet I cannot sleep peacefully at night. How is this possible?" Kabir smiled gently and replied, "Landlord, it is true that I have very little. But I have something priceless, my family. With them, even half a bread feels like a grand meal. You eat from golden plates, but you eat alone. Your house is full, but your heart is empty. My house may be small, but it is filled with love and contentment." The landlord was speechless. That night, he kept thinking, "Kabir is right. I have everything, yet no one to share it with. And that is why I am unhappy." The lesson. From that day, the landlord understood a truth he had ignored all his life. Happiness does not come from wealth or big meals. True happiness lies in sharing, even if it's just half a bread. When you sit with your loved ones, even the smallest meal becomes a banquet. Happiness is not in what fills the plate, but in who sits beside you while you eat. This story teaches us that real wealth is not in money or possessions, but in the peace of heart and the love we share with our family. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your loved ones, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. Your one like and comment motivates me to bring even better stories for you. See you in the next story. Till then, keep smiling and stay happy. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your loved ones, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. Your one like and comment motivates me to bring even better stories for you. See you in the next story. Till then, keep smiling and stay happy.